Yes, sir. Hold. Just change.
Shoot the front end and the back end.
The experience was great, and what's crazy about that is this time around, it was like, all right, we older now. There's more skills involved. It's like, all right, now let's see how it's gonna go this time. And when I got in the ring, I'm not gonna lie, he surprised me with how much defense he really had.
So listen to what just went down. Teofimo Lopez caught wind of some absolutely wild sparring footage making rounds in boxing circles. The stuff he dropped about Shakur Stevens getting dropped by Keyshawn Davis has completely blown up everywhere. The WBO super lightweight champ went off when word reached him about what went down behind gym doors during a training session. His response created chaos throughout boxing just weeks out from their huge January. Word from people who were there says Shakur got tagged hard by his so-called brother Keyshawn Davis. This happened during what should have been easy work to get both guys ready for their next battles.
Who surprised me?
Yes.
Was Teofimo Lopez.
Okay.
Teofimo, I think I seen this like 2 days or a day after the situation.
His last fight, Cepeda. His last fight. You don't know how many people are talking about him?
Word is Teofimo jumped straight on social media, with posts that had people cracking up while also making folks wonder if Shakur's actually ready for the fight of his life. Someone says Teofimo posted something like this. Hold up, let me understand this correctly. The dude who thinks he's beating me just got slept by somebody he won't even fight because they call each other brothers. Explain that one to me. That post went completely viral on every platform with people filling up comments, wanting the actual sparring video, and questioning if this whole thing messes with Shakur's head going into the Lopez fight. But the real story about what actually happened in that gym and why Teofimo's celebrating this so hard shows these guys hate each other way more than anyone knew.
Shakur, he said that the training, he probably did too much training for that fight that caused him injuries. So a lot of these fighters kind of don't understand. It's like, yeah, you got to put in the work, right? Yes, you got to put in the miles, you got to put in the conditioning, everything. But at the same time, you also got to listen to your body.
Before we get into the crazy details about the knockout and Teofimo's savage trolling, you need to understand how these three fighters connect, because it makes everything way more intense. Right before news of the sparring incident broke, boxing people noticed something weird happening on social media between Shakur and Keyshawn. These two fighters who always talk about being brothers and swear they'd never fight each other for any money got spotted training at the same place in Newark. People from inside that gym tell a totally different story than all that friendly brother love stuff. Shakur and Keyshawn try selling everyone.
Whatever they had going on, but Keyshawn kind of punched them, but it was a heated moment at the time. And when Keyshawn did, I think Teo, from my point of view, I felt like it was time for Teo to do something. And do something at that point in time. Somebody just punched your dad.
Some trainer who didn't want his name said the vibe in that gym felt heavy. The second both guys walked in. These dudes have huge egos. Even though they're cool, there's always been this competition underneath about who's really the superior fighter. This tension hit a breaking point during what should have been controlled technical work meant to get Shakur ready for Teofimo's speed and power. Boxing experts think the friction between Shakur and Keyshawn has been growing for years because they're both elite-level guys fighting for the same attention and same big opportunity. Word is they had heated conversations about how hard to go before the sparring even started, with Keyshawn wanting to turn it up more than Shakur liked this close to his huge Lopez fight.
You already know. I promise you already. Teo better be working. Cause I promise you I put in so much work this camp. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm just checking in with y'all real quick, letting y'all know. Better bag.
People familiar with what happened say there was a moment where Keyshawn told the training staff something like this. If he wants to handle Teofimo, he better get used to real pressure. I'm not babysitting him to make him feel comfortable. This is the fight game. That comment set the whole tone for what became one of the most talked about sparring sessions ever and the knockout nobody expected. The craziest part of this whole situation is what multiple people who saw it claim actually went down during the sparring that led to the knockout. Sources who were in the gym say the first couple rounds went pretty normal with both guys feeling things out and working on specific stuff.
Made you mention my name in that interview? Just a question.
You said Crawford will beat me.
It's just an opinion.
I don't like it. I hope you respect that part.
I respect it.
I'm not saying Pedraza's gonna beat you.
Nah, I ain't say that. Because you know that's not gonna happen.
Someone close to everything described what they saw. Shakur was doing his typical hit and move style, trying to work on his positioning for the Teofimo fight. Keyshawn stayed patient, attacking the body. Just regular sparring work. Nothing wild, but everything shifted in what multiple people say was the fourth round when things got heated, after what some call a hard shot from Shakur that caught Keyshawn clean on the chin. That moment apparently flipped a switch in Keyshawn, who many think felt disrespected by how much power was behind that punch during what should have been controlled work.
I want to be the best. So when I see certain guys out there, and I seen Tio his last fight, I was there front row, and I'm like, damn, this dude is like, he like a baby Roy, like he like doing things with his hands down, flashy. I thought it was cool, so it kind of made me want to get in a ring with him and see if he could do them things against my style.
What came next has everyone in the boxing world debating and guessing, with different people who saw it giving slightly different versions of exactly what happened. But everyone who witnessed it agrees that Keyshawn landed a crushing left hook to the body, followed right away by a right hand upstairs that sent Shakur crashing down. Someone who claims they watched the knockout described it like this: everything happened lightning fast. Keyshawn buried that body, shot deep, and when Shakur's hands came down for just a moment, that right hand came over the top like a truck. Shakur hit the deck hard, and the whole gym went dead quiet.
He said something like,
Hey guys, I think it's very important for us to really think about Keyshawn Davis and his situation. I know personally that he's going through it mentally, and how I know this is because I was there. I've been there. Wishing the best for Keyshawn Davis. God willing, he finds.
What happened after the knockout has been described by multiple people as extremely heated, with Shakur's team immediately stopping the sparring and some angry words getting thrown around between both sides. People have been going crazy on social media with shock and disbelief about these reports, with emotions running sky high throughout the boxing community. One person wrote, "If this really happened and Shakur actually got knocked out by Keyshawn in sparring, Teofimo's going to demolish. That crushes your confidence right before the biggest fight of your career. Will Teofimo knock out Shakur? Absolutely not."
Can Teo adjust to the point where he beats Shakur?
Yeah.
You don't see how? Shakur hates slick and economic boxers. So does Teo. They both hate where each other are. Shakur looks great against volume punchers.
Someone else commented with obvious doubt, "I'm not buying any of this until I see real footage. People love creating sparring stories to build up fights. Show me the video, or it never happened." But Shakur supporters jumped in fast to defend their guy, pointing out that sparring knockouts happen to everyone and don't mean anything about how a real fight goes.
Fighters, I think that he did some great things against them guys. I seen a lot of weaknesses in his game too, and something that he said earlier. He said, Teo never lost to Southpaw. Well, I never lost to Orthodox. So it ain't no different, but
The difference is you never fought no elite fighter.
Okay, I don't think y'all did either.
One fired-up defender said, "Even Mike Tyson got dropped in sparring. This means absolutely nothing. Shakur is still going to embarrass Teofimo and prove he's way above everyone at 40. Show me what you got, baby." This split between fans shows a bigger truth in boxing. When stories about private training go public, people believe whatever fits what they already thought. The timing of this knockout incident has created serious questions throughout boxing, especially since it happened so close to Shakur's fight with Teofimo Lopez.
Never.
Either Teofimo, I guess.
Yeah, senior.
Every fight
got it,
is
senior.
every fight is a different version.
Senior, tell him we talking to senior. We
fight
ain't
is a
talking to
different version of me.
little dude over here. Senior,
Fight
what
is
up?
a different.
The sparring session supposedly happened in late October, which means Shakur was just getting into the important part of his training camp, where fighters usually cut back sparring intensity to avoid getting hurt. Many people find it really strange that Shakur would be taking hard sparring this close to such a huge fight, and some have questioned why they let Keyshawn be involved at all.
a lot of people are probably surprised they took. Now, a lot of people will say style-wise, Teddy, style-wise, is this going to be a great fight? I don't know if it will. I mean, style-wise, I could see you having a little reservations, you know, whether or not these guys will make for dynamite. They will make, you know, for electricity.
I want to prove myself, but I also want these guys to fight each other too. You know, I want these guys to prove that they that too. I'm not going to I can't be the only.
Boxing analyst Max Kellerman talked during a recent show about sparring intensity before big fights in general. Smart fighters protect themselves in the final weeks of camp. You don't need to prove anything to sparring partners. You save that energy and aggression for fight night when it actually counts. People close to Teofimo's camp say they were absolutely pumped when they heard rumors about the knockout, seeing it as a mental edge going into their January showdown.
Bro, who you? I was cheering for you.
You were?
Yeah, for sure.
I bet.
I wanted you to win so I could be the person who beat you.
What's the issue between you and
For
Buddy?
sure. I'm gonna give you your first loss.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
I promise you you're not.
Someone connected to Lopez's team said Teofimo was cracking up for like 10 minutes straight when he first heard about it. He kept saying this guy got knocked out by someone he's too scared to actually fight, and now he thinks he can beat me. It was hilarious, but some insiders think Teofimo's public celebration of this might be too early and could push Shakur to come out even more focused and dangerous.
In this fight, saying that you got more to prove and that the lights is too bright for you. What do you feel about that?
Man, I don't believe in pressure. Pressure is to make diamonds or bust pipes. And at the end of the day, I'm a diamond, so I've been shining my whole career. It's not going to stop now.
What makes this whole thing even more complicated is what boxing fans are calling the brother excuse that Shakur always uses to dodge fighting Keyshawn. Social media has been absolutely brutal, pointing out how ironic it is that Shakur got knocked out by the same person he claims to love too much to fight for real. Based on the viral conversations happening everywhere, fans see this as exposing what they think is Shakur's real reason for refusing the Keyshawn fight. Even popular boxing commentators shared their thoughts. Let's keep it real about what happened here. Keyshawn just showed everybody why Shakur doesn't want that smoke for real. The brother excuse sounds nice, but this sparring knockout tells the truth. These observations have blown up online, with thousands of fans agreeing that the knockout shows Shakur's true feelings about facing Keyshawn in an actual fight.
Crazy, man. He talks crazy about black people. He talk crazy about Puerto Ricans. Man, he gonna pay for it. He gonna pay for it January 31st. It's time to show him what the level is. I don't think he realized what the level is, so I can't wait to show him.
Shakur doesn't look good. That's when they say he's born. The thing is, Teofimo Lopez is an excellent fighter. He beat Josh Taylor and Lomachenko. How did he beat Lomachenko? By being patient. Y'all are sleeping on Teo. And it's at 140. Now, the thing what's wrong with Teo is Teo also looks good as a counter puncher when you are a volume puncher too. Another thing is
Teofimo has been especially loud about this angle, using it as weapons in his ongoing mental warfare against Shakur before their huge clash. Sources say Lopez made comments in private training sessions like, "How are you going to beat me when your own brother just knocked you out? And you're too scared to even make that fight official because you know what happens when it's for real." This attack has connected with huge parts of the boxing fan base who have always questioned Shakur's willingness to take the most dangerous fights out there.
You know, Shakur is a very talented, skillful, technique fighter.
Yeah.
You know, can't take anything away from it. However, scared to get hit. Scared to get knocked out in front of the world. Scared to get touched up in front of the world.
Are you saying that off of the last fight or just...
Maybe the most savage part of Teofimo's trolling campaign has been how he's used social media to completely destroy Shakur's confidence and public image. Sources watching Lopez's online activities say he's been posting a series of perfectly crafted messages designed to maximize the psychological damage from the sparring knockout news. One especially brutal post that sources claim came from Teofimo's account had a simple message: "Training going perfect. Nobody in my camp putting me to sleep." Different levels.
I respect him so much as a person after he done, out of everybody, you feel me?
Yeah.
It was like, it was him that did.
That post drove fans absolutely wild, with engagement numbers going through the roof as people argued whether Teofimo crossed the line or was just doing normal pre-fight mind games. Boxing social media has been taken over by discussions about Lopez's trolling strategy, with analysts breaking down whether this approach will backfire or give him an advantage. One sports psychologist who works with combat sports said public humiliation can go either way. Either it crushes your opponent's spirit and they come in scared and hesitant, or it fires them up and they come out like a completely different beast. What makes Teofimo's approach especially smart is how he makes these attacks seem fun and amusing rather than desperate or worried.
The things that Teofimo is coming out with, I don't think Shakur knows even what to say or reply to it. I wouldn't even want to repeat the stuff that he's saying, but he's making some really, really fruity comments. But I suppose that's one way to get in your opponent's head.
Sources say his team has carefully planned every post and comment to keep the image of a confident champion who's entertained rather than threatened by his challenger. The bigger picture of this situation goes way beyond just Teofimo and Shakur's personal beef and upcoming fight. This incident has brought back conversations about sparring culture, the brother excuse in boxing, and whether fighters should answer for what happens behind closed doors. Some analysts think high-profile athletes face risks that most people never think about, from leaked training footage to stories from gym insiders that can hurt reputations.
I like Lomachenko. You just objected. You want to tell him how much you like him again? I think you like him. You keep telling him.
Objection. What?
Tell everyone.
False accusation.
You got to think, right? It's okay.
Accusation.
I can't wait to beat this clown, bro. This dude is a clown.
Focus.
Boxing promoter Eddie Hearn has stayed notably quiet about this specific incident, but has talked before about the challenges of keeping training camp details private in the social media era. Sources say promotional teams are walking a careful line between creating interest in the fight and not wanting to publicly validate stories that could hurt one of their fighters.
Electricity? I don't know if they will, but I tell you what they will make for. Two skillful fighters, two talented fighters, two fighters that are at a high skill level that will compete in the sweet science.
One industry insider shared their view. Everyone knows sparring stories get blown up or completely invented all the time. But once something goes viral, it doesn't matter if it's true. The story becomes reality in fans' minds. Meanwhile, Keyshawn Davis has stayed mostly quiet about the whole situation, refusing to confirm or deny the knockout reports when media approached him. Some see his silence as proof that something big happened, while others think it's just professional respect about private training stuff.
The fight between Stevenson and Lopez. What a fight.
Who wins that?
Lopez. You think Stevenson? Lopez is a very good fighter, bro. I've trained with him. I've had him on the pod. He bangs hard. He's a good all-round boxer. Slick. A lot of people don't give him the credit for how good of a boxer he is.
As the boxing world deals with this controversy and everything it means, the biggest question still has no answer from anyone with real proof. Did Shakur Stevenson really get knocked out by Keyshawn Davis in sparring? And if he did, how will it affect his performance against Teofimo Lopez? The reality is that without video evidence or official statements from the fighters involved, most of this story lives in rumors and speculation fed by gym insiders. But the fact that reports keep coming from multiple independent sources all saying something dramatic happened can't be totally ignored either.
What about Shakur Teo?
On that one right there, I feel like that's going to be a good fight as far as skill-wise, as far as Shakur actually being there with somebody who got some finesse and can punch. Outside of just being a puncher, he can actually box the fight.
What we know for sure is that Teofimo Lopez has grabbed this opportunity to completely control the pre-fight story and put Shakur on defense. Whether this psychological warfare actually works in the ring on January 31st is still unknown. But Lopez has clearly won the battle for public opinion. For now, Shakur Stevenson has to focus all his energy on preparing for the biggest fight of his career, while dealing with the mental challenge of knowing his opponent is using this sparring incident to mock him publicly. As the fight gets closer and more details possibly come out about what really happened in that Newark gym, we can only hope the truth eventually surfaces.
The things that I learned from every fighter that I face to now put it on display against Shakur Stevenson. And that is what I'm looking more forward to than anything else. Everybody else, listen, it's just horse.
Hopefully, both fighters can put this controversy behind them and deliver the elite-level performance that boxing fans deserve when they finally step in the ring together. The sport needs this fight to live up to its potential regardless of what may or may not have happened during a private sparring session months before. That wraps it up for now. For the best updates on news, moments, events, and action in the boxing world, stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get alerted when we drop quality content like this. Until next time, peace.